Okay,
go.
This is your water pressure for this line.
And that line is what?
This is, it goes through your apartments.
Okay, so
This
it goes
is the in and out
from
lines.
the outside unit?
Okay, you see this line and this line?
Yeah.
This is your two pipe line. Remember me telling you about the two pipe line?
Yeah.
Okay, these are your two lines that go through this and get pushed back into either here or here.
Whichever.
What is these?
This is your boiler.
Boiler for the heat.
And this is your chiller.
This is for the cool.
Okay, now your chiller consists of this computer.
Yep.
And this little thing right here. This is your chiller plates. Remember me telling you that I have a chiller and people come in and laugh because this is one little itty bitty plate.
Okay.
Most chillers are the whole wall.
Right.
Okay, so this is it tells you your condensed water in and out. I don't even know how to explain
Where's
that.
our filters go?
It's gonna go, see it says water filter inside?
Yeah.
That's where your water filter is.
How do we change it?
We're not changing it today.
No, but how do we change
I know how
it?
to do it.
Okay, you take this off.
It's the same as a sprinkler.
And
Okay.
it's just, it opens and there's a rubber boot in there. You just pull it off.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop you a little bit of water in here. You're gonna pull that filter like that, right there, out.
That one?
And you're gonna put
Okay.
that one back in and shut it back up. Go rinse that one off.
And then
because
that's
that
for
one's
next
gonna be,
Okay.
it's gonna have slimy stuff on it. Okay, so to change over you turned off the boiler or the chiller. You can change from the chiller to the boiler instantly. It's no great big deal. If in the summertime when you want to change it over, in the fall, if you just turn all this stuff off that we're going to turn on today and turn your boiler on and walk away. There you go. These here are self-starting. They start up. They read your pressure, your temperature. This here is it's your indicator. If it has problems, there's a schematic on the inside of this that tells you if I've never had any problems with the boilers. They just come and inspected them. I don't know, just a couple of years ago. What is that? In 14. So
6 years ago?
Yep. So also, if y'all can get this back on, this is your overflow. It's not really important to us. If they come out, they say it's necessary. And all you do is just put that line back in there. And it's just an overflow drip of where this thing sweats. Okay, this is how you empty this bladder. You open that, you put a hose on it and open it up. That's how you empty it. And then if you're gonna try to clean it out, then you're gonna do that at the end of the summer when you go to flip it over because you'll have to fill this bladder back up. Close enough for me and you. So these are your two pipes.
Mm-hmm.
This here, okay. See these two pipes right here?
Yep.
This is water coming in and coming out from outside. Okay, you follow here's how I had to learn how to do this. You follow these two pipes over, and you see where they close off at?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna open those two.
Open these right now?
Open those two. Yeah.
What about this one?
Easy on your shoulder.
Yes.
Open.
Hang on.
We're learning as we go.
No, I'm trying to remember because this is a dead loop is what this is.
So then,
Oh, it's a bypass.
Yes,
It's a bypass.
yeah.
That's a
so we don't
bypass.
It's like,
mess with that.
I can
don't
see
mess
it.
with
It's a
that.
bypass.
Okay, so you come over here. And you see these two? Do the same thing.
which was up or down?
Down.
And this one
It's gonna
is.
be up. Okay, now, these two, watch these because
11 and a half and 10.
we're gonna have to fill these up because
Hang on. Here I come. with the YouTube video here.
Okay, these here, when everything's up and running, they run between 30 and 40 psi.
Both
Both
those.
of them. And so will the other two. The other two will only have about 10 difference than this one because that's the input, this is the output.
So if these are at 30, those will be at 40, or these will be
Yeah.
at 30 and those will be at 20.
These will be about 40 and those will be about 30. Yeah,
Okay,
baby.
so we got more pressure on these two.
I am over working on chiller showing people how to set it up. And I'll be home in a bit.
What do you want me to do? Put this on YouTube
And then I'll be home.
to save it forever?
You can.
Put it under gotcha.
And that's you
online.
too,
Chiller.
baby.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be home in a little bit. I'm at work.
That's why I said pause.
I'm at work, baby. I'll be home in a little bit,
Oh, how do you
okay?
pause? You can't pause. It's either on or off, right?
I will. I love you too. Okay. I love you too. I'll be home in just a little bit. Bye. All right.
You know all this is going on YouTube, right? So it's forever.
I don't care.
We'll just put gosh, I like chiller.
There you go. Okay, so these are your temperatures. Okay, this is in, this is out. Okay, this here's the water that comes in from out there, and it
This
comes
goes to
in,
the apartments.
huh?
And this goes to the apartments.
And this is the one that goes to them. So this thing is normally, when it's everything up and running and all, it's usually reading about 50 degrees. Between 50 and 55 degrees. It does its job.
That right there that she's talking about. Wish I had a way to turn that flashlight on.
And then this is the computer brain. If this thing ain't working, then it doesn't matter what you do to the rest of this. You have
You
to.
gotta call somebody.
You can't even call somebody, brother. Nobody knows. There's
How do
about
you
3
fix it?
people. Me, you, and the wall. I called Tom, and him and I
Tom who?
walked the. Tom Allen.
Tom
He's
Allen.
a thermogeologist. He is,
Okay.
yeah, he's like super smart. I say, hey Tom, this is what I've done, da 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 da. This is what I think it is, blah blah blah. And this is how I got there. What's wrong with my thinking? He says, oh no, you're right. Go ahead, go do that. He said it'll work. Anyway, so that's him and I balance. He's my guru. He's the first person I call. If it's not him, then I call Chris Gar. Okay, and then if I have to, I will call Ed Long. God bless his soul. And if not, then it's Oklahoma Chillers, and they charge you. Yeah, we've already had an argument with them, but it's okay because they don't know any more about my chiller system than I did.
If you don't scratch your head for $125 an hour, you need to leave.
How do I get that job?
They have them. Okay, so you turned your water on.
Right.
Now you see I've dropped down to 10 pounds.
Right.
Okay, but at rest, I want this thing to read about 18, so I need a bucket. I need a bucket to stand on.
Right here.
Here's your step stools that they kept just for you.
Huh? Praise God.
Because I remember last time we was here, you said these stay here.
Yeah, okay. So
Those.
there is several ways to add, this is to add water to your system. And so
Okay, wait. How do you do it?
I'm fixing to show you. You're gonna do this right here,
And so you're going to watch that valve too? Okay.
and you're gonna watch this valve. And you're gonna shut it off at about 30.
Okay.
And you're gonna let it, okay, when you put water into a system, it hits it, and when it does, it creates air bubbles. Okay, this is your air bubble relief, basically. Okay, you hear that? It's got water in the line, air in the lines. So there's 3 of these. There's one on each end of the building up in the attic, okay, and then there's this one. And what you do is you relieve the air. So you can't, when you add water to this, you can't just open it up and say 40 pounds of pressure, because it won't do it, because it will tell you it has 40 pounds of pressure, but it
it's
really
air.
doesn't.
It's air.
And so when it's all said and done, and it usually takes about 12 to 14 hours for these things to work, so that's why when you first set it up, if this water hadn't been dropped, if the water hadn't been dropped in the system, we would just proceed to turn this all back on, because it's already got the boiler side's water in there, okay, and it'll fill up to a degree. All right, so
Watch where you're stepping.
because it's got a lot of air in there because of the pipe, Now it's coming out over there somewhere.
Yeah, I heard it.
I'm assuming right there at that boiler.
That overflow. Right?
Yeah. And so, because we dropped a lot of water out of that system, you know what I'm saying?
Whenever the pipe broke.
When the pipe broke, we dropped probably.
We don't know how long it
I don't
ran.
know how long it ran. I know it ran it out. So I don't know how much actual water it takes. I just know.
Here's my question now. This water has already gone through that pipe, right? It's already in that pipe that we fixed.
Uh-huh.
So we would know now by this pressure gauge if that was holding or not, right?
Well, it's gonna hold because it's got no pressure behind it.
So that doesn't matter then.
This doesn't matter until I turn on these pumps.
Oh, then.
And then we're
that's
gonna
what-
know
Okay.
whether, because once this water starts circulating, that's what we're gonna check the water circulation before we try to do anything with turning on the chillers. Because you can run the system with just the water flowing through these pipes and it'll start cooling everything down because of the heat exchange out there with the
Right.
water tower.
Right.
Okay? So, I know that this ain't full.
That tells you there's air in it right there.
Now, you can always let water out of this thing. If you want to drop water out of here, and I'll show you how to do that. Because these two systems are connected to one another. These two pipes, that's why you switched it from this side to all of this over here. Because, let's open, and, hang on. Okay, okay. How do I explain this? Okay, these two, you see these pipes right here? These are the hot water that comes through these things. Okay, this is the water that in the boiler that pushes through the pipes. And you have to follow those back. That's how you figure out which one of these that you have to turn off and on. Besides those two over there and these four over here. Because
4,
2.
2. You only showed us 2.
it's two here and two over here.
4 altogether.
Yes, I'm sorry. Because there's two pots to it. So
Yeah, gotcha.
you switch it. It's like switching a train track.
Yeah.
You're just shifting it over to flow on this side, or you shift it to flow over on this side, whichever your heat source is. And all you're doing is just running the water through a hot water tank or running it through a chilled bath. So. Hi, David.
Are you feeling better from yesterday?
I am.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Lord. But it's good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything.
Thank
Yeah.
you, David.
Welcome.
See how it keeps dropping the water pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing this until it quits dropping?
Yeah, this is not something you normally do. Okay.
That's just only because. the
This
pipe
is
broke.
only because we dropped all the water out of the chiller
When
at
the
the end
pipe
of last
broke.
when the pipe broke. Okay, we're just filling back up that two pipe system because when I switched it over to boiler, I didn't have to put any water in it because these boiler vats, these bladders were already full of water.
Right.
So remember I just switched the tracks. But now I'm switching to the other source, energy source, and those two pipes were dropped of all their water. So I have to fill those back up. And you're gonna, like I said, I'll show you when I get too much water in here because I'll probably end up getting too much water in here, and that's okay because I can drop it out over here. But right now I'm just trying to get through the air bubble. Because what also happens if I was to turn this chiller on and I didn't have water in it, what it does is it drops water and then it sucks it dry. Well, when it sucks it dry, it overheats those things and coats them, and you just can't help it. And so you want your water to be consistent. Don't have to be consistent temperature, just a consistent coverage.
What's the pressure that we're looking for on that gauge?
18 to 21 when it's all said and done. When I turn all this stuff on, we'll put it to 21. And then if it has too much, then these here air bleeders will bleed it out. We'll level it out for you. Okay?
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to keep I want this to stop.
Okay, so this is squirting water from
Yeah,
this
and
here.
now if this here was actually connected up,
It'd be going
it'd
in
be going drain right up here. It would pop up here and drain down in the drain. There's a
drain down there.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a
so
well,
it's
it drains
normal.
into a drain.
So normal for water to be coming out for here.
Yes,
now.
right now,
Get that.
because I'm trying to fill up the pipe.
Yeah.
Because those 1.5-inch pipes out there carry a lot of water. you don't think, well, it's not very much. It's a few hundred gallons. I mean, I've never actually measured how much water it is. This is just where. And I have learned most of this stuff along the way.
And it's gonna be a trial and error for us.
Well, in the first year I come out here and beat on stuff. I'd call Ed Long and he'd say, go beat on da 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 da, and wouldn't know why. I figured out why. I ended up having to learn how to read what that thing tells you.
Right there is where you're doing it.
Yes, this one right here. Now you can do it right here. You can go back here and do it right here. You still have to open this one here though.
Okay.
That, and we don't wanna mess with that.
And you don't want to mess with that one there. This is your city water main. If you
Huh.
got to turn off the water to this system, that's how you want to do it. If you can. Sometimes it's not possible. It's labeled city, the water. Cause see, remember, we're just trying to what? We're just trying to get the water flow. So let's go ahead and do that. And how you do that is you turn these on and you start that.
Okay, now that does what?
You see, I'm down to 10 pounds, almost no water.
Okay, now you're trying to bring it up to 21, right?
Yeah.
So you're just cracking that valve a little.
Just a little bit. I would just let the water trickle in it. Really, in all essence. Let the air work itself
Keep
out.
Going back down and back
Yeah.
up.
Yep. Now, what I really need is to go look at my water tower outside. Because I'll bet you that bucket has dropped.
Let me go look.
Oh, wait, you just keep going.
Something's up here. Stop all that.
Whatever.
Okay.
It bottomed out on the 0 pressure, is what I'm concerned about. So we're gonna turn this back up. And I'm gonna go turn all that stuff back on. Y'all sit right here, and you're gonna see this here start turning.
Okay. Okay.
have to have a little bit of a curvature. Okay, get that off of there. My hands are wet. Like I said, there's a place in there that's almost flat. Yeah, that makes them. See if it'll work.
How fast is it supposed to spin?
We'll spin faster than that, but yeah. There's a, like I said, there's a spot that
5 or 10. Take them down.
it has to blow on them and push it at the same time. You can get some kind of movement out of it right this second. We'll work with it until I can get the rest of it. Like I said, it's a finicky system. It's almost flat with
About a 5 degree down.
because it has enough force behind it. It's got enough water running through it to do it. I'm getting there.
Don't do that. That's keep up flat. Problem is, it's different angle of the person. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to, it's heavier on the outside. So you have to have that thing turned to where it blows down and forces it to the it's like an airplane, the lift, the flaps. Leave it alone. Ah, there it goes. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. You see where? Here, take that sticker. You see where the water comes out at the bottom?
Yeah.
It shouldn't really. It shouldn't come out there. It should come out. It should force it up through here. Anyway, so but that's not gonna work. It has to move.
Right.